In this video, you will learn what it's like to die on each planet of the solar system. You'll see what happens to your body on blazing Venus, deadly Jupiter, lifeless Mars, and even on icy Neptune. You'll also find out which planet will kill you in less than 5 seconds. And we'll start with Venus. If you suddenly appeared on Venus without protection, you wouldn't even have a chance to see anything. Death would be instant. Not from the temperature or sulfuric acid, but from the atmosphere itself. The monstrous pressure would crush you like a soda can. That's why we'll give you a spacesuit designed to withstand enormous pressure and extreme heat, because Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. The surface temperature is unbearable, and the heat is inescapable, even on the dark side. Sunlight heats the planet, while the dense atmosphere traps the heat, turning Venus into a true infernal greenhouse. Icy sulfuric acid relentlessly attacks your suit, but for now it holds. Thanks to titanium plates coated with corrosion-resistant materials, such as tantalum and gold. But soon your condition starts to worsen. The cooling system fails first, unable to handle such extreme temperatures. The suit quickly overheats. Inside, there's nowhere to hide, and heat stroke sets in instantly. You lose consciousness, and within a minute, your body temperature reaches a critical level. The chemical protection of the suit gives way, and the aggressive sulfuric acid and crushing pressure begin to destroy its structure. As it cracks from the heat, the inside reaches a lethal temperature. And you die. Congratulations. You lasted 20 minutes. An incredible achievement, considering Venus is the hottest world in the solar system. Well, this is only the first of 8 deadly planets you must survive. Next stop, Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun and the smallest one. Your fate depends on which side you choose, light or dark. The lack of atmosphere creates terrifying temperature contrasts from freezing cold to unbearable heat. You dare to step onto the frigid dark surface. To give you some chance of survival, we'll once again provide you with a suit. In your ultra-protective suit, you can walk on the dark side of Mercury, but waiting for sunrise is a fatal mistake. Instead of the usual yellowish tint, the sun appears blindingly white, since there is no atmosphere to soften the light. The sun looks 3 times larger and much brighter than on Earth. The temperature skyrockets instantly, and without protection, ultraviolet radiation would burn you in minutes. Luckily, your suit resists radiation, but even the most advanced cooling systems can't maintain a safe temperature under the scorching Sunday. The heat inside the suit keeps rising toward a critical point. There's no shelter, and night won't come for another 29 long Earth days. Solar radiation penetrates the electronic systems of the suit, shutting down vital functions. Your internal organs receive lethal doses of radiation. The radiation system completely fails. You lose consciousness and collapse onto the burning hot Mercury. You lasted only 15 minutes, even less than on Venus. But maybe the next destination will be more hospitable. Maybe you'll not only walk on its surface, but even settle there. Our next stop is Mars. You land near the Curiosity rover's site. The landscape looks both familiar and alien, resembling Earth's deserts but with a strange atmosphere. The sky has a pale orange hue, and the planet is covered with rocks and boulders. You're lucky you arrived on Mars during a summer day, when the equatorial temperature is relatively comfortable, so thermal protection isn't required yet. But it soon will be, because at night temperatures drop to deadly lows. Walking on the surface is relatively easy, since Mars's gravity is much weaker than Earth's. But despite the bearable temperature, radiation is a real danger. Levels are much higher than on Earth, and during solar flares, they skyrocket. Mars lacks both a magnetic field and a thick atmosphere to shield you from this lethal effect. Fortunately, your suit can handle it. You spend several hours on the red planet without serious problems. It seems like nothing stops you from settling and building a small underground shelter, but that's far from ideal. The longer you stay on Mars, the more low gravity and radiation erode your health. This dangerous combination slowly damages your circulatory system, increases the risk of cardiovascular disease, and even harms your brain. After 10 hours, your oxygen supply runs out, and you successfully return to your ship. Congratulations, this is the first planet where you survived. But don't get too excited. The next destination is truly breathtaking. The largest planet in the solar system. Reaching Jupiter and surviving is an almost impossible task. On the way, you encounter extreme radiation levels, second only to the Sun itself. Jupiter's enormous magnetic field, stretching millions of kilometers, traps massive amounts of solar radiation. Only a thick titanium ship can shield you. Let's assume you made it. Now you must descend into Jupiter's atmosphere. Thanks to NASA's Galileo probe, you already have an idea of what awaits you. The probe sank deep into the atmosphere before failing. Its descent lasted nearly an hour, a remarkable survival time in such extreme conditions. Now, you must try to repeat it. Along with your suit, you'll need a spaceship designed to withstand intense radiation. Finally, you plunge into Jupiter's atmosphere. The first thing you encounter is ammonia clouds high above the planet. Despite the unbearable cold, your suit has insulation, and you fall through the icy layer. The temperature rises, and the pressure approaches Earth-like levels. But catastrophic winds await, tearing through everything in their path. Your suit holds, but your body can't withstand the immense turbulence. The winds and massive whirlpools continue to batter you, and out of control, you fall deeper. Temperature and pressure rise. After a few minutes, your lifeless suit reaches the water cloud layer, where the temperature is around 0. 2 minutes later, you sink to the depth where Galileo stopped. The temperature soared, and the pressure became immense. You lasted only 3 minutes, too little time to see anything. But your trial isn't over yet. Another gas giant awaits. Through your ship's window, you see the planet famous for its magnificent rings, Saturn. Like Jupiter, Saturn is uninhabitable for landing, but curiosity takes over. You prepare to dive into the upper layers of the atmosphere. You're greeted by auroras, resembling Earth's northern lights. Your instruments still work, so you descend further. Entering the lower atmosphere, the weather shows its full power. Hurricanes and winds surpass Earth's most destructive storms. Here it becomes clear why Saturn has a yellow tint, thick ammonia crystal clouds. Even the slightest suit breach in this toxic environment would kill you instantly. The temperature drops, and the extreme cold freezes your suit. Electronics begin to fail. It seems like the end. Darkness surrounds you, as sunlight barely penetrates this depth. Soon, the growing pressure begins to deform your suit. Breathing becomes harder and harder, until the crushing force finally destroys your protection. You manage to last 5 minutes falling into Saturn, slightly longer than Jupiter, but even that can't compare to what awaits you next. Landing on Titan, you feel relief that you won't fall into the abyss of a gas giant. You stand on solid ground, warming your soul, both figuratively and literally. Titan's temperature is relatively moderate, ensuring survival. Your suit helps you endure the extreme cold. Visibility is limited due to the yellowish haze in the atmosphere, but moving around Titan is fairly easy, since gravity here is lower than on Earth. Atmospheric pressure also poses no problem. You discover a small lake of methane and ethane. You spend over an hour here. Radiation levels are higher than on Earth, but your suit protects you well. Soon, though, you start to feel the chill. Thermal protection struggles with the extreme cold. After half an hour, you lose consciousness and collapse on the icy surface, succumbing to hypothermia. Next is the coldest planet in the solar system, Uranus. Another plunge into a gas giant awaits you, and the experience is similar to the previous ones. Winds and extremely low temperatures quickly destroy you. Even in your suit, You wouldn't survive 5 seconds. Then comes the planet, visited by only one spacecraft, Neptune. At first glance, Neptune looks like a peaceful blue world, but in reality, it's a nightmare. Deadly low temperatures, an atmosphere of hydrogen, helium, and methane, violent winds and radiation, all of it makes survival impossible. Your stay on Neptune is brief. Just 2 minutes of free fall are enough to kill you. But there's still one more stop. Although Pluto is no longer considered a planet, we'll still show it to you. This dwarf planet is the final trial in our planetary survival marathon. Stepping onto Pluto's surface, you'll need a flashlight immediately. Darkness reigns here. Looking up, you see the sun as just a bright star. Its light takes more than 5 hours to reach this distant world. Gravity is similar to the moon's, so your heavy suit isn't a problem. What's more concerning is the temperature, minus 220 degrees Celsius. Pluto resembles a frozen desert with hills and valleys, like Mercury's dark side. But after only a few minutes, the extreme cold begins to break down your suit. A sudden malfunction, and you die instantly. Your stay on this icy planet lasted 8 minutes. As you can see, each planet is a unique trap, requiring special protection and approach. Perhaps that's why humanity still hasn't managed to leave the cradle of its home world. Write in the comments which planet you would spend a day on without risk.